In the previous slide, we have discussed the creep of spring and we discussed regarding the creep curve of the spring. Similarly, we are discussing the creep in concrete. So similar to the creep in spring, there is an instantaneous strain takes place in the concrete member when concrete member is subjected to the load, and this strain gradually increases for some time, and in that strain is proportional to the time, and later the strain becomes increasing at very slow rate. Okay. So this increase in strain at slow rate takes more time. Okay. And here one point is shown: if the concrete member is unloaded at this point, so creep decreases by some amount, and in that some amount of recovery takes place. So that is called as the elastic recovery. But after some point, this recovery will not be takes place, and creep inside the concrete will remain constant. Okay. So this is the permanent creep that exists in the concrete member. Now we'll see the microscopic rheological approach for the concrete members. So here this figure shows the structure of cement gel represented the crystal cluster randomly oriented in a solid matrix of the concrete. This is a small fraction element of the cement gel which is subjected to the pure stress. So this figure represents the structure of cement gel at the microscopic level. So the next figure gives the submicroscopic mode representing the three basic intercrystal mechanical states. So here there are three figures are shown. This is very microscopic level, the cement gel, and these are the smaller cement gel member particles. So these particles are subjected to three different basic forces in the concrete structure. So if you imagine that one concrete beam which is subjected to load, and in that very smaller micro particle we are going to study with these figures. So in that these micro particles are subjected to three different various forces. First, compression force, second, tension force, and third, shear force. So how these forces are making deformation internally into the concrete, that we are going to see. So we'll see the figure one by one. So first one. So already I told you that the basic three different mechanism that maybe takes place in the concrete members. So figure A shows a compressive stress normal to the contact layer. So this is the compression force normal to the contact layer. If this compression force is acting, so whatever the liquid present in these two particles is get squeezed out. This liquid go out, and the gap between these two particles will get reduced. So due to compression force, there is a reduction in the intercrystalline space. So this space get reduced. Second figure shows the tensile stress normal to the contact layer. So here, due to the action of this tensile stress, there is an elongation is expected here. This elongation is at faster rate than the compression, but this elongation is restrained because the surrounding space of this intercrystalline particle is occupied with the dense concrete. So there is a restraint for this elongation. Third figure shows the shear stress parallel to the contact layer. So due to action of this shear stress, which results in the water layer. So this results in the water layer. So from these three figures, you can try to understand that internally inside the concrete, there may be a deformation due to these three kind of forces. Either the intercrystalline particles space get reduced, either there is a increase in the space, or some formation of the water layers. So we can understand, under the complex system of applied loading, below the elastic limit, these basic mechanism of deformation may be expected. So these three basic deformation are expected. These three basic deformations are expected. On the basis of available experimental evidence, it may be assumed that the long-term deformation mechanism in the cement gel involves narrowing of the intercrystalline space. Next, this is the slow and decreasing rate of time-dependent deformation, and it is not recoverable component of the deformation. And deformation increases with the loading time. So this microscopic rheological approach gives us idea that how the creep takes place inside the concrete. So next point, we'll see the factor affecting on the creep. So there are basically four factors which are affecting on the creep. First, influence of aggregate. Second, influence of mixed proportion. Third, influence of age. And next, mass concreting. So first we'll see the influence of aggregate. So here, how the aggregate influences the creep factor. Aggregate undergoes very little creep. Paste is responsible for the creep. See here, we all know that the concrete is a mixture of aggregate, cement, sand and water. So water plus cement is the paste. Water plus cement plus sand is mortar, and water plus cement plus sand plus aggregate is a concrete. So aggregate undergoes at very little creep. Paste is responsible for the creep. Second, the paste which is creeping under the load is restrained by aggregate which do not creep. Due to the presence of aggregate in the concrete paste, cement paste, this paste which is going to the creeping is restrained by this aggregate. So we can say that stronger the aggregate, more is the restraining effect and less the creep. Higher the modulus of elasticity of aggregate, less is the creep. And normally lightweight aggregate shows sustainably higher creep than the normal weight aggregate. Second, influence of mixed proportion. So as we know that paste is responsible for the creep. So if poor the paste structure, higher will be the creep. Therefore it is said that creep increases with increase in water cement ratio. If more water cement ratio is there, poor will be the paste structure and higher will be the creep. Creep is inversely proportional to the strength of concrete. Next, influence of age. Age of the concrete member is having predominant effect on the magnitude of creep. As the age of concrete member increases, so we will observe more and more creep. Quality of gel improves with the time and reduces the creep. So if the quality of gel is good, so there will be a reduction in the creep. So creep is inversely proportional to the strength of concrete. Higher the grade of concrete, less will be the creep. Mass concrete structures. So creep effect will be observed in the mass concrete structure like the dam. So dam is having more volume of concrete. So in the interior of dam, the temperature is more compared to the surface. So this temperature effect also develops the creep inside the dam member. So we have to take precaution to keep this temperature less. So finally we see the effect of creep. What effect that will be observed if the creep is produced in the concrete member. So normally we can see the beams or any member which are subjected to the dead load, live load for throughout the lifespan of the concrete structure. These members, if you imagine, if you consider the 50 to 60 year life of concrete structure, so for this 50 to 60 years, the concrete members are subjected to continuous load over it, which results in the increase in creep. So in reinforced concrete beam, creep increases with the deflection with time and may be critical consideration in design. So we have to consider this creep deformation when we are designing the concrete members. In mass concrete structures such as dam, on account of differential temperature condition at the interior and on the surface, creep is harmful and develops the cracks in the interior of the dam. So similarly, whatever the creep developing in the concrete member and in the dam structure, that leads to the cracks inside the concrete members. So these are the effects which may be expected due to the creep. Thank you.